a good morning. Just briefly, because I don't want to fog up the windows too much, I'm trying to do a little thing. As a matter of fact, let me just crack the door open a bit to try to get some more airflow in here. I can already see the windows fogging up just from my breath. I've driven out right at sunrise to a location, and I've never been here before. We are back doing it. I'm going to walk around and do some still photography, see what kind of wildlife I can see, and that's the whole plan. The reason I'm doing will transition now, hopefully, to a lovely sunrise time lapse over the next few hours, however long the GoPro will go for, while I'm out walking around. And I'll go see if I can take some pictures of birds. It should be some water area. We just got snow last night. Had a fresh little, less than an inch layer over everything. Roads are totally fine. It was just enough to brush off the car and hit the road early this morning. Let's go see what we can see. So I'm just going to wrap up real quick. I didn't put the lav mic on or anything, so hopefully this audio and the fact that I'm not driving will be good enough. A nice little walk around, not too bad. I didn't know anything about this place. I just kind of randomly picked it, being like, oh, people see birds here. Great, let's go. It's a busy week at work. It's more populated than I thought. Not actually the trails. There weren't really very many people on there, but it was more so the surrounding areas. There's apartment complexes, there's all kinds of houses and things like that. It's just right in the middle of this area. They've got a nature area. Right in the middle of this area, there's a nature area. Yep, there we go. But there's a nice little walk around. I did see some birds here and there. I kind of just started out slow, walking the trail around the water. Saw some geese on the water, other birds up in the trees, red-winged blackbird, the northern flicker. Very cool. There's a part where I got all the way over to, I'm almost near someone's backyard, basically, because they butt right up against it, and I think the trail technically could continue onto the street and then go around and connect back around, but I got to there, and I'm looking around, and I all of a sudden see a patch of something red and go, ooh, what is that moving? It's a fox. So the fox kind of ducks back, and I realize where I'm standing, I'm not going to be able to see it. So let me go a little further around, and I go, and I'm looking, and I'm hoping, and I'm just kind of standing by the fence, waiting and looking around, and sure enough, fox is over there in this field, just rooting around, looking for something to eat, probably, I assume. First thing in the morning, right when the sun's rising. Sees all that, and that I'm trying to get a picture, and I think the first couple I took probably won't come out because there's just all this foliage in front of, between me and the fox. But then it goes up a little bit onto the hill where I can get a clear shot, and I kind of lean over to one direction to get behind, or to get out of line of sight, into line of sight. What am I saying? I saw the fox. I think it's further away, it's far away. It's probably as close as I'll ever get to seeing a fox, but like, man, pretty. Orange, very pretty, just out there in the snow, really cool. Didn't expect to see that. And then I just spent the rest of the time kind of walking the sun. Hopefully, if the GoPro worked, you will see that it started out and you got some nice sun right there at the beginning, and then in comes this huge patch of clouds that cover it up for a bit. And that's when I start turning around and walking back, and I walk out the other side and I'm looking. I don't see anything else, but I spend some time and look around. They're actually, this park has a great view of the mountains from here, which is cool. And they have a plaque that shows you all the peaks and what their names are, and it shows you the tallest one out there in Rocky Mountain National Park, which I drove on, I believe, end of summer last year. Once we moved to the Rocky Mountains, we were up there, and I went to Rocky Mountain National Park, and I drove through it. I'm pretty sure I drove along that peak because that is the tallest road in America that you can drive on. It goes up 14,000 feet or something like that. And I'm pretty sure I went up to the peak there and took some pictures before I turned around and came back, I think. Never actually looked up to see if that was the peak. I don't remember being up there and they were like, you are at the peak, at the tallest point. It was just a spot where you can pull over. There's parking there, and then you get out and look around and you're just way up there. So I think that's what I was looking at. But yeah, I got some shots of the water, some video here and there, pictures. A good time out. Fun. Yeah, good stuff. I'm glad I got to get out and do it, because I was debating about it, and then the snow came and started last night as I was going to bed, and I went, well, if the roads are not good, then it's not a good idea to go out. And thankfully everything's been warm enough. The roads are perfectly clear. It just kind of dropped a little sheet, not even a blanket, just a little bit, a very thin sheet. All right, that'll do it for today.